Powerful people don't think the way most people do. They don't react the same way. They don't make decisions the same way. And most importantly, they don't see the world the same way. Because real power doesn't begin with money. It begins inside the mind, the way someone thinks, the way someone responds to pressure, the way someone handles fear and uncertainty. That is what truly separates powerful people from everyone else. Think about the most confident person you've ever met. When they walk into a room, something feels different. People notice them, not because they are the loudest, not because they demand attention, but because they carry a certain presence, a quiet confidence, a sense of control. It almost feels like they understand something about life that most people don't, and in many ways, they do. Most people believe power comes from external things, money, status, influence. But the real foundation of power is psychological. It is the way someone interprets the world, the way they react to problems, the way they control their emotions. And powerful people train their minds differently. They follow a mental framework that most people never learn. Trait 1, emotional control. The first psychological trait of powerful people is emotional control. Most people react instantly to situations. Someone criticizes them, they become defensive. Someone insults them, they become angry. Someone challenges them, they panic. But powerful individuals behave differently. They pause, they observe, they think before they react. This ability to control emotions creates an invisible form of authority. Philosophers like Marcus Aurelius believed that mastering your emotions was one of the greatest forms of power a person could achieve, because the moment you lose emotional control, you give someone else control over you. Calmness is one of the most underestimated forms of strength. When everyone else is reacting emotionally, the calm person instantly stands out. They appear more confident, more intelligent, more trustworthy, and over time, people naturally begin to listen to them because calmness signals control and control signals power. Trait 2, independent thinking. The second psychological trait of powerful people is independent thinking. Most people spend their lives following the crowd. They adopt the opinions of their environment. They follow trends. They imitate what everyone else is doing. But powerful people question everything. They think critically. They examine ideas instead of blindly accepting them. They ask different questions. They imagine different possibilities. And that difference in thinking allowed them to create entirely new paths. But independent thinking comes with a price. When you think differently, you often stand alone. Your ideas may sound strange, your goals may seem unrealistic, and people around you may doubt your vision. This is why many people abandon their unique ideas, because standing apart from the crowd requires courage. But powerful individuals understand something important. The crowd is rarely where innovation happens. Trait 3, comfort with discomfort. The third psychological trait of powerful people is their relationship with discomfort. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They avoid difficult conversations. They avoid challenging opportunities. They avoid situations where failure is possible. But powerful people do the opposite. They lean into discomfort. They understand that growth rarely happens inside the comfort zone. Every meaningful achievement requires uncertainty, risk, and sometimes embarrassment. But powerful individuals accept these experiences as part of progress. Another major difference is discipline. Powerful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems. They create routines that push them forward even when they don't feel inspired. Because motivation is temporary, but discipline builds momentum, and momentum eventually creates results. Trait 4, long-term thinking. Most people make decisions based on immediate rewards, short-term comfort, short-term pleasure, short-term success. But powerful people think differently. They think in years, sometimes even decades. They ask themselves one simple question: what decision today will benefit my future the most? This long-term perspective gives them a massive advantage, because while others chase instant gratification, they quietly build lasting success. Trait 5, silent confidence. True power is rarely loud. In fact, the most confident people often speak the least. They don't constantly prove themselves. They don't argue about every opinion. They observe more than they speak. And when they finally decide to act, their actions carry weight, because people recognize that quiet confidence. It signals certainty, and certainty attracts respect. When these traits combine, something powerful happens: emotional control, independent thinking, comfort with discomfort, long-term vision, and quiet confidence. Together, they form a mindset that naturally attracts influence and respect, not because someone demands power, but because their presence commands it. Powerful people are not defined by the position they hold. They are defined by the way they think. And the moment you begin changing your thinking, you begin changing your future. So the real question is not whether power exists. The real question is this: will you train your mind to become the kind of person who earns it?